Welcome to Coronavirus The Rundown. I'm Usher Qureshi. Each day we showcase how American communities are taking on the coronavirus. We also break down the headlines. Today, taking steps to return to normalcy. More states are slowly reopening. Florida starts easing restrictions this week everywhere except its 3 hardest hit counties. Restaurants and some shops in the state can operate at reduced capacity. Schools, salons, gyms, and bars will stay closed for now. More than 30 states are working to ease restrictions. Some critics argue the states are making the change too early. Plastic production is way up because of coronavirus. Extra gloves, masks, and other protective equipment are needed to help in this fight. But advocates say it all has to end up somewhere and warn it could cause a new pollution crisis. Advocates also worry about the setbacks of cities ditching plastic bag bans. Houses are going to get cheaper as demand falls. A new Zillow report predicts sales will fall 60% this spring. Economists expect the housing market will slowly improve, rebounding by the end of 2021. More companies are staying creative. They're getting creative to stay in business right now. Alicia Nieves shows us how one owner is pivoting his focus.
Many businesses have been forced to close over the past few weeks. Topo Designs was one of them. But now the backpack and apparel company based in Denver for more than a decade has partially reopened with a new focus.
Well, one of the things that we've done in those 11 years here in Colorado is we've built a supply chain from the factory level to build backpacks, and a lot of that is a lot of good sewing talent.
Mark Hansen is the CEO. A few weeks ago, he began pivoting the business from primarily producing backpacks to making thousands of face masks.
When this happened, both our factories were saying, hey, should we pivot and help you make masks? And then the state reached out as well with the need that they had. And so we pivoted to learn to make masks.
Like many states, Colorado was facing a shortage of masks for essential employees. And any hope of reopening was hinging on enough protective gear for anyone going outside. So the Colorado Mask Project was created, and Topo jumped on board, committing to making 10,000 masks for the state.
Once we actually got the materials in and got started with the production piece, we were able to make our first drop to the state within about a week.
The initial batch went to first responders, then underserved communities like the homeless. But beyond the 10,000 mask commitment, Topo plans to continue this project, selling masks online and using part of the proceeds to donate more masks throughout Colorado.
For example, after the state gets their chunk, Children's Hospital, we're going to be donating a big group to them as well.
The new mission has kept Topo staff employed. It's helping to slow the spread of COVID-19 while helping the state to speed up its reopening safely.
For me, what I'm proud of is that we're helping keep those people working, and we're also able to supply a lot of masks.
I'm Alicia Nieves reporting.
New data shows some benefits and some drawbacks of working from home. A new poll found 54% of workers say it's helped their productivity. The biggest reasons were not commuting and fewer distractions in meetings. The survey also revealed some challenges of working from home, like less communication with coworkers, longer wait times for answers and information, and increased loneliness. The Supreme Court is making history by listening to arguments by phone because of COVID-19 concerns. The court will hear 10 cases over the next 2 weeks. The court will ask questions in order of seniority. Once a justice exhausts their line of questioning, the next justice will begin. If there's time, any remaining questions can be asked after the first round is over. This is also the first time in history the public will be able to listen to arguments in real time. College students at more than 25 universities are now suing to get partial refunds on tuition and other fees. This after many universities have taken classes online. Students suing say the quality of online classes is below the in-person experience, and they should pay lower rates for the classes they took online. Colleges insist the quality is the same because the same professors are teaching their classes, and students are still getting the normal amount of credits. Well, people are doing what they can to get on track towards some sense of normalcy. Our partners at Newsy asked a veterans group about its path forward.
I'm Gordon Sumner. I'm the president and CEO of a nonprofit called Veterans Moving Forward. And our mission is to provide service and emotional support dogs to veterans that are dealing with mental and or physical challenges. And hopefully in anticipation, once this is lifted, we'll be able to get back to bringing our veterans in and matching them up with a dog later on this year. So that hasn't stopped. We still have dogs that we have to take care of. So that part hasn't changed. What has changed is the impact of the coronavirus on our ability to raise revenue. Since February, we have had close to 30 to 40 events that have been canceled. With all that coming to a screeching halt, we've had to refocus how we can do our fundraising, a lot more social media, but in direct mail campaign, things like that. But it has really impacted where we just don't have that visibility. We're Americans. This is not our first trial that we've had in the 240-plus year history of our country. We will get through this, and we'll come out on the other side, I believe, stronger than ever. And how we're going to do that is through an emotional bond and a belief in what we do as Americans, where we believe in each other and where we work together as a team. And that's what we're doing here at Veterans Moving Forward. We need to dig deep, and we need to believe in our American values. And we need to come out of this together as a country, focused on that path forward, just like what we're doing with our veterans, so that as Veterans Moving Forward, we're going to help our veterans as soon as we can get back to normal to help them move forward with their lives, with themselves and their families.
More stores are limiting how much meat customers can buy at one time. Costco just started a 3-item per member limit on fresh beef, pork, and poultry. It said the limits are a response to shoppers' habits. Kroger recently enacted similar policy for its stores. Having trouble finding flour? Well, stores are out of it, even when you try to order online. King Arthur Flour says a major reason is that people are baking more. Monthly bakers are baking weekly now, and weekly bakers are in the kitchen daily. King Arthur says there is no shortage of wheat, just a healthy appetite for all types of flour. It expects this trend to be here for the foreseeable future. A Colorado farmer who has excess milk is putting it to good use by donating it to state food banks.
I was talking to a cousin of mine who also has a dairy, and he was saying that he donated a truckload of milk, and I thought, that's a great idea.
Casey DeHaan teamed up with some organizations to process 30,000 gallons of milk for area food banks. Time-lapse video shows there is definitely demand. He says while he hasn't had to dump any milk yet, prices have plummeted. He worries many dairy farms will go out of business. Well, Meals on Wheels is helping more people as some Americans struggle to afford food, the challenge the group is facing as it tries to get help to everyone who needs it. And training dogs to sniff out coronavirus patients. We look into how the process could work next.
Together.
A growing number of seniors count on Meals on Wheels for food. It's especially true right now as people stay home and out of stores. Chris Conti looks at why the program is facing financial uncertainty as the country tries to rebound.
Every morning in spaces like this across the country, there is an organized race against the clock as thousands of meals are loaded into cars, dispatched across cities, bound for senior citizens who need them. A need that right now is greater than ever.
Good morning.
Royce Peace is a driver for Meals on Wheels in Boston.
And the cold packs that go with the meal as well.
As a college sophomore who suddenly found himself back home, Royce decided to step up and help his community.
This is helping a lot more people than like just me sitting down playing video games all day.
On this day, the 20-year-old and a small army of drivers were spread out across the city.
Hi. Good morning.
Going door to door delivering meals to seniors who can't leave their homes right now for fear of catching COVID. Seniors like Antonia Jones.
It means a lot. It does. I mean, I got somebody that I can talk to.
It's not just seniors who need meals right now. Before the epidemic, Meals on Wheels was delivering 8,000 meals a day to low-income families. Now they're delivering 12,000 meals each day as more families are out of work and can't afford groceries. When you see how many more people are needing food, what does that say to you about the situation?
That we're in for a long haul. I don't think that this is going to be
over in a week.
Valerie Frias oversees Meals on Wheels in Boston. Across the country, the group is willing to help anyone who truly cannot afford to eat. But the offer comes with concern for Valerie. How to fund that?
We are doing the best we can with the dollars that we can, but we can only stretch them so thin.
Nationwide, the program mainly operates on donations. Funding is disappearing almost as fast as they can deliver meals.
Are you worried that there are people out there who maybe aren't getting food?
Of course.
But as the country rebounds, programs like this will be more critical than ever.
We might be the only person they have contact with during the day, so just coming in and checking in on them, making sure that they're okay and not injured.
Managing the pressure of this epidemic is happening one meal at a time. In Boston, I'm Chris Conti reporting.
Dogs could soon be trained to detect coronavirus just like they can learn to sense cancer or Parkinson's. UK charity Medical Detection Dogs has been training dogs over the last 10 years to detect the smell of diseases. It believes COVID-19 has its own unique odor as well. It's working to find a way to deactivate the virus but keep the odor as strong as possible. That will make sure the dogs can train to smell it, but won't end up with the virus on its fur. Once the samples are ready, the group says it will take 6 to 8 weeks to teach the dogs to find the odor.
It's a bit like becoming a wine taster. First of all, you're picking out the country, then the region, then the vineyard, then the grape. Once they know the grape, they're ready to go out working. And then they will be, of course, identifying it on people, where in fact the odour will be much stronger because as the person walks past, they'll be pushing the odour out, shedding the odour from all over their body.
She sees airports as the first place this could be used.
The dog could quickly tell you which group are the group that need to go for testing and isolate immediately. And it would work very like any other method in an airport where you use dogs.
Medical Detection Dogs is talking with a number of funders and the British government to get the money needed to do the training. The University of Pennsylvania School of Veterinary Medicine launched a study as well. It'll try to train dogs to detect a positive sample among negatives. They say preliminary screening of people by the dogs could start by July. Well, COVID-19 has caused airports to run a fraction of their schedules. Now, industry leaders are increasing their cleaning efforts to keep customers and crew safe. As Kai Beach reports, the efforts will hopefully get more flights back in the air.
Across the country, major airports are seeing major drops in passengers.
We're down about 95% from this time last year.
Alex Renteria is with the Denver International Airport. Her stats mirror national numbers, with airports in Phoenix, Atlanta, and LA all reporting similar drops. Now aeronautical leaders are trying new ways of cleaning to keep coronavirus out of airports.
It's an atomized delivery of a cleaning solution that really coats every part of the interior of the aircraft and sanitizes it.
Jake Vilene of Frontier Airlines says this new fogging procedure kills viruses and bacteria, including coronaviruses. COVID-19 has also changed how Frontier is seating its passengers.
We're blocking every other row of seats to ensure that we have appropriate social distancing on board the aircraft.
A flight attendant from a major airline sent us this picture showing 3 passengers on a plane that usually carries several hundred. The worker says her company is now doing temperature checks to screen for the novel coronavirus.
You don't know if they're asymptomatic individuals. So if you're just measuring by fever, that's not going to give you a clear representation, right?
Dr. Cheryl Zadowitz is an infectious disease specialist with MSU Denver. She says when it comes to your health, don't rely on others. Take responsibility yourself.
Wash your hands so often. If you have hand sanitizer using that, that's important as well. Don't touch your face. You could still wear a mask just in case you are in close proximity with another individual.
Now all employees who work in public areas must wear a mask.
Back at Denver International, Renteria says they've added more than 100 hand sanitizer stations throughout the airport, and hand wipe dispensers are on each jet bridge.
We've increased our cleaning efforts in every high-touch public space. TSA's installing plexiglass at each of their booths.
Taking proactive sanitation steps long before takeoff, with the goal of getting customers and crew to their final destination safely. I'm Kai Beach reporting.
Well, for as not normal as it's been, stay-at-home orders are becoming routine for some. We ask experts about how to help ease kids out of isolation. Next.
Together, working for you.
Several states have already started loosening their stay-at-home restrictions. Our Lindsay Boach spoke with one expert who says there's some science to helping your children ease out of isolation.
This is a global pandemic. Things are going to be different as we move back out of quarantine and into society.
These past few weeks have been hard on most Americans.
We are all missing out on the things that we're used to, things that used to feel really good and make us really happy.
And as we start thinking about what the future might look like, children's psychologist Laura Anthony says we could be seeing some changes in our children's behavior.
And most of us as parents are seeing signs of stress or sadness or grief or frustration, disappointment in our kids. And we need to really be okay with letting them feel those things.
Anthony says it's important to talk to our kids and share our feelings with them and explain to them what the next few weeks may hold. For example, if you go out and about, having to wear a mask, staying 6 feet apart, and remembering to wash your hands.
Our kids are going to feel more in control when they know what they can do as they're kind of coming back out into society. I mean, it's good for the rest of us, too. And it's okay to say the reasons why we need to do those things.
She also says it's important to try and lessen the stress that we put on ourselves as parents working from home and helping with schoolwork.
We're all just doing the best that we can. And I think parents should not feel guilty. Offer themselves a little bit of kindness and a little bit of grace. They're not in this alone. We're all struggling. And all you can do is the best you can. That's all any of us can do is the best that we can.
I'm Lindsay Boach reporting.
Anthony says it's important to pay special attention if your child feels overwhelmed to the point where they can't function. That's when you need to seek help from a professional. Well, one school officer is celebrating each graduating senior. He's visiting every student's home to say congrats. But that's not all. The extra step he's taking to show he cares. This together. Welcome back. We like to end the rundown with stories about the good going on all around us. Today, it's Deputy Todd Hart from the Akron, Ohio area. He's taking it upon himself to celebrate this year's graduating class. He gives out high fives and handshakes just before the ceremony each year, but since everything is different this year, he's taking a different approach to let students know he's proud.
Hi, Jordan.
Hi.
Here to congratulate you on graduating.
Thank you.
I wish you all the best luck in your future.
Thank you.
What's up?
How's it going, Deputy Hart?
Nothing. Just here to congratulate you for graduating high school.
You going around to everybody?
Everyone.
All the seniors?
All the seniors.
That's awesome.
Harley, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. I'm coming around to congratulate all you seniors.
Thank you.
Students say they're used to seeing Hart in the hallways every day, so the home visit means a lot. Deputy Hart plans to visit 317 kids by the end of May, leaving signs in each yard. Well, that's all the time we have today for Coronavirus, The Rundown. We'll see you next time. I'm Usher Qureshi. Thanks for joining us.